So, what I started doing a few years ago was I started setting New Year's intentions instead of New Year's resolutions. And I did that one because I figured New Year's resolutions didn't really work for me. I'm the kind of guy that, like, when I want to do something, like when I really, really want to do something, um, I'll kind of just start the next day. Like, I'll just be like, if I want to do this, might as well just start tomorrow. Because you never really know, like, when these, like, desires are gonna sort of pop into your head. If I did it, like, if it was June, July, and I had an idea, like, I'm not gonna wait for the new year. And, just been doing that for the last few years, I think that's why New Year's resolutions haven't really worked for me, because, I just like doing things almost immediately when the opportunity presents itself. So what I started doing instead is setting New Year's intentions, and now these intentions are summarized by a word or a phrase, and that word or a phrase sort of encapsulates your ambition, the energy you want to bring to this year, to this new era, to this new arc, whatever you want to call it, to this new phase of your life. And the reason I did that was because I think it's a better way for me to sort of decide on how I kind of want to make decisions, how I kind of want to do things this year, how I want to do things differently. Because I think it is self-reflective in a way. It's kind of like, okay, how have things been going, like, last few years and that sort of stuff, and how do I want it to be different? I don't want to say how do I want to make my life better, like, because that's not the sort of, I guess, principle that I want to sort of underline by this. I kind of want to summarize it by more of just, how would I do things differently, and just trying new things and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I use a word or a phrase to summarize it, to summarize the new energy I want to bring to the table. And I've been doing that for the last few years, and it's been really good because, like, as I talk about it, as I tell friends about it, they've sort of started doing it as well. And it's kind of interesting because I spend a lot of December, January, maybe even February just talking about this sort of word or this phrase, and sort of how it may begin to manifest in my life. And then I kind of just forget about it, because the whole, like, you get busy with the day-to-day, you go off and you do your stuff, and then maybe in, like, November or December I'll start thinking about it again, because it was like, oh, the year's coming to an end, how has this intention paid off? And it's interesting because I do think there is a subconscious element to it, because it's something that I think about quite strongly for a couple of months, and then I sort of drop it. But I think it stays there, it stays there in the background, and it sort of underpins a lot of the decisions I end up making. It underpins a lot of the manner and the way in which I start to do things. And although these the results may not be apparent immediately, so say I decided on a word or a phrase, and it might be March or April, I don't really know how it would manifest immediately, but only in retrospect, like when it's nearing the end of the year, November, December, you can see how this word has associated itself with your life, with your year, as the year begins to close. Because I think you need a good span of time to sort of understand how these things work, how this intention has, I guess, reaped the results. Does that make sense? How you've reaped the results of this intention as the year begins to close. And it's just something I've started doing, and it's just something I sort of wanted to share. I know it's a couple of days into the year now, so perhaps it would have been better to make this at the end of the year, but I guess it's a forum for sharing ideas, so it's better late than never. And it's always something interesting to I guess, to see how other people interact with these ideas, because it's not something I've heard of before. It's something I started doing. I think some friends have taken a liking to it as well, which is quite nice to see. But yeah, it's just an idea, just a thought I wanted to share. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Oh, look, you can see the shadow of the camera and stuff. That's pretty cool.